sorry. I'm just like peeved off right now because I should have been doing this video outside in this cool, sick ass hat that I'm still gonna wear. I should be out there having fun, being cool, not inside like all these lame ass other try-hard YouTubers. But my mic wasn't on, so I have to be like every other try-hard YouTuber who sits inside and reviews fun, cool new movies surrounded by his awesome Marvel Star Wars merch that him and his girlfriend, or her and her boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, got at Disneyland when they went there for their honeymoon. That was really fun. Except I don't have any of that stuff. I just am indoors and talking about The Flash. The Flash is a new DCEU movie, I'm sure you know, starring Ezra Miller and a cacophony of noise. This is a not good movie, so let's talk about the positives while I fold my hat up so you can see my eyeballs better. The positives of this is that I enjoyed the first maybe half. I think the first half of this movie is solid. In fact, I was thinking to myself, how am I going to talk about this script being decent and not sounding like a complete asshole to all the people who expect me to hate this movie? But it was fine. First act, though, pretty good. Ezra Miller, not too bad in this. They have their moments where they're cringe, but not too bad. But the first act, let's start there, is probably not the best act of the movie, but it's not bad. The second act is probably the best act of the movie. Does it have a loud, obnoxious, poorly rendered, CG-filled, polished, gross, plastic action scene where the Flash is saving babies from a hospital that are falling out the window in a horrible and poorly executed attempt to be as cool as the Evan Peters Quicksilver? Yeah. And is Batman, Ben Affleck, driving a little motorcycle around the city trying to catch bad guys while he's also poorly animated and kind of plastic looking? Yeah. But other than that, it's a fine scene, and we get to see more of Barry Allen's life. And that's the stuff I liked. I liked the interaction he has with his soon-to-be girlfriend. We will see. I like the interactions he has with Batman. And just so you know, I know Ezra Miller goes by they, them. In this movie, he doesn't. I just said he. He's really squirrely. He's not good around people. He has a lot of anxiety just going to a sandwich shop. He wants this specific person to take his order because it's always ready for him so he can take it and go on the run. That stuff is fun. I like the stuff where we get to see what he does. His profession is a forensic analyzer guy or whatever, working with the cops to try and solve murders because his mom was killed inexplicably. And who knows who killed her? I don't know. The movie doesn't explain it. It doesn't really matter, but his mom dies. The police pin the murder on his dad, and both of them know that he's innocent, so Barry is trying to change the system from within. And it's kind of a decent little character flourish that I enjoyed. However, the third act ruins this, but we'll get to that.
You could travel back in time.
But Bruce, I can fix things. I can save people. I can save my mom.
The second act gets better, surprisingly. I thought the first act was okay. The second act I thought was pretty fun and good and entertaining. Does it still have CG issues? Yes. That's one of the worst parts of the movie. We'll talk more about that later. But the second act's a lot of fun. He realizes that he can run super fast and go back in time because he can run super fast. So he goes back in time to try and save his mom, which, of course, in the Disney Channel style of time travel, branches off from his timeline and creates a new timeline. And he realizes his mistake, and he has to try and fix that mistake and overcorrects that mistake. And then he realizes that he has to just let go and deal with his reality as it was. Pretty simple Disney Channel type of stuff. That's pretty much the premise. But the second act is all that correction stage. He goes, he finds that there's another Barry there, and he has to get Barry his powers. He loses his powers, and the stuff between them is the most fun this movie is. And it's not close. These two are actually fun bouncing off each other. Now, is one of them a deep fake CGI monstrosity the entire time? Yes. And it changes between wise old Barry to young stupid Barry at random. One of them's a deep fake. what doesn't matter. Which one? Someone's deep faked. It sucks. It looks bad. But I do enjoy their chemistry. I do enjoy what they did with these characters. And I enjoyed that the wise and older Flash has to mentor the young and stupid one with all of these little things. Kind of like Into the Spider-Verse.
I gotta say, you're amazing, man.
We're a little team. Me as the teacher who could still do it. You as the student who can do it, just not as good. I'm proud of us.
Then they try to go and find Bruce Wayne, who happens to be Michael Keaton. Kind of fan servicey, but I actually liked him in this. I think Michael Keaton's pretty good. And then they go and break out Supergirl from this prison, thinking that it's Superman. And this is where I have an issue with the marketing. Now, that's nothing to do with the movie, but the trailer gives away too much, because both Supergirl and Batman are set up as if we, the audience, doesn't know that it's Michael Keaton and Supergirl. They set up Batman as it's going to be Ben Affleck, and it goes around this whole sequence where he's fighting them. That's kind of fun, and he has these long hair that's covering his face, so who is it? Maybe it's an older Ben Affleck, I don't know. No, it's Michael Keaton, but we knew that because we saw the trailer. Then Supergirl, it's Superman. We're trying to break out Superman, and then they get there, and it's Supergirl. That's not Superman. What? That can't be Superman. She's not super. We'll just save her anyway because she looks like she's downtrodden. It's Supergirl. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You ruined it. You ruined it. You ruined both of those reveals. Sorry, marketing, but you ruined it. Try better. Try harder. And then the third act ruins everything. And it isn't just because it looks terrible. It's for a much better reason. But that third act fight sequence, the climax, the climactic action scene, looks terrible. And as much as I hate to do this, as much as I hate to praise Man of Steel, because it sucks, at least Man of Steel took place in reality. People are smashing into trains, into streets, into buildings. There's people around that we see. In the third act of this, they're just in a boring-ass desert. That's visually ugly. There's nothing to latch onto visually. It's just a desert with smoke. Boring. They don't even save anybody. They don't even try to save people. At one point, Supergirl does. She grabs a helicopter and then just immediately explodes. But there's nobody in Smallville to save because they're in a desert. Why did you do that? The emotional climax, the character arc of Barry Allen is ruined by itself. The whole point of the movie, the moral, the thematic of the movie, the undertone is that he has to learn that mistakes happen and there's not much you can do to correct them other than trying to be better down the line. Once you make a mistake, that mistake's back there. It's just not gonna, it's there forever. And he has to learn that. He has to learn that whatever happens, people die, bad things go down, you lose people, whatever. That's just how it is.
Save your parents.
You can also destroy everything.
Love you, Mom. I love you too.
They almost stick the landing. There's this fun scene that actually works where Barry and Barry 2 are trying to save Supergirl, spoilers, and Michael Keaton from getting murdered in this timeline, this branching timeline. And they can't do it. Whatever they try, they can't do it. What the Barry that lives there is freaking out. He wants to try it. He tries everything. It doesn't work. And Barry 1, OG Barry, he realizes that there's nothing they can do. And he just sits there and he's like, man, well, we can't do nothing, so stop. Let's chill out. And they have a good moment where he's trying to persuade him to stop because he's the older, wiser one. And now he's becoming older and wiser-er because he's realizing there's nothing he can do to save this timeline and there's nothing he can do to save his mom. There's nothing he can do. He just has to go back and live his life. And I enjoyed that. That character arc is good. And I think with another 20 minutes on the end of that, this would have been a solid, fun movie. Maybe not great, but okay. But the ending, dude, they decide that Barry Allen will once again change his past. Why? The whole crux of the movie is that his dad went to get tomatoes from a store, and because he went to get tomatoes, his mom got killed. and he got back just as his mom was dying, so he looked like he killed her, and he got taken to prison. So Barry goes, I'm going to take these tomatoes and put them on the top shelf. Therefore, a camera can see when my dad lifts his head, and it can clearly see that my dad is there, and he'll be acquitted. Easy money. Ha ha ha. Let me go back to my timeline. Nothing's changed. Oh, wait. George Clooney is Bruce Wayne now. Whoopsie. End of movie. You ruined it. This undercuts the emotional arc of the film. This undercuts every theme they try to set up. This undercuts Barry Allen as a character. And you know what? It turns this movie to nothing. As soon as that happened, I went, oh, why did I watch this? What was the point? There's absolutely no reason for this movie to exist now. He learned nothing. Got nowhere, accomplished nothing, learned nothing, and we're just right back to where he was before. Awesome. Yes! None of this mattered. Ooh, all these people died, and Supergirl died, and Michael Keaton died, and Barry died, and all these people died, and he didn't learn anything. I'm so frustrated with this movie. There's things I like, but I can't recommend it. I can't even say that it's worth... I thought it was worth watching. I spent 2 hours in that freaking movie and was about to say, you know what? People will have fun with this, and they probably still will. But now I can't even tell those people that I'm thinking of that would have fun with this to go see it, because I can't in good conscience do that, because it ruins itself. 4 out of 10. Bro, what?